Okay, today wanted to talk about being in business, being a leader, and sharing the fruits of the Spirit, having the fruits of the Spirit. What does that mean, the fruits of the Spirit? In the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 22, Paul talks about the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. As a leader out in the community, the people that you're influencing, and if you don't think that you're a leader, you are. You're influencing the people around you. The 3 people that you spend the most time with, you influence them. Even if maybe you're their child, you influence your parents. You influence the people in your community. You do have influence over people. And when we're interacting with people, how do you attract people in business? We attract people from the inside out. If you're in the people business, you're attracting from the inside out. It's not about being physically attractive. Would you agree? It's about being just pouring over in your fruits of the Spirit that brings people to you, that they want to work with you, they want to be led by you, and they'll go with you the journey or do business with you. So let's look at the first fruit. The first fruit is love. Jesus was love to people. That is the one thing that he focused on more than anything else, being loving and caring and unconditionally loving others. So when we're out interacting with the community, are you giving out the energy of love, right? Truly unconditionally loving people when they come into you as you're interacting with them. The second fruit is peace. Great leaders seek peace over, what's the opposite of peace? War. Do you know people in your life that they love conflict? They love to pick a fight. They love to make things difficult. They love to just always be controversial and say something I have a friend who loves fighting with her boyfriend. She just loves conflict. She just loves it. I personally don't like to live under that kind of stress. And the greatest leaders in history have sought peace and ways to have peace instead of war. Great leaders are patient. And Lord knows that is what I need more than anything else, patience, right? Especially in business. If you're starting a new venture and you're just getting out there, getting your name out there, you're just starting to plant seeds, patience is the fruit that we need to exercise. Because the good Lord says that do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up, right? So patience is a big fruit, one of the biggest fruits of the Spirit, and being patient with others, but that starts with being patient with ourselves. If we can learn to be patient with ourselves, then we can show that same kind of grace and patience with the people that we love and the people that are around us. I'm a mom and we try to get the kids out the door on time, right, Tika? Hurry up, come on, let's get your backpack, hurry up, grab your lunch, put your shoes on, come on, let's get in the car, let's go, 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 go. Having patience as a parent is very, very difficult. But God tests us in that area and he's refining us to teach us patience. So when we get out into the real world and we're interacting, being with our children is the most important and as real as we could be. But when we're interacting with people in business, we can exercise that stronger patience. Bless you. And kindness. The fruit of the Spirit is kindness, showing true care and kindness for people. It's not just, here, I want to show you this brochure, or here, I want to talk to you about this business deal. It's, how is the family doing? Or thinking about people and showing them that extra gentle kindness. I have a this wonderful family that we become friends with. My daughter goes to school with, and we also happen to go to church together. And so she's a single mom and she works really late and isn't able to pick up her daughter from school one of these days. So we welcome her daughter into our home. We pick her up and stuff like that. And she was so kind and thoughtful to bring me a pie, just that extra little bit of kindness. She brought me a pie the other day. And then the next time she brought me this beautiful flower vase. And then, and you know what? I don't expect her to do those things. I care for her daughter because we love her daughter. I care for her and her family because we're friends. I didn't expect anything in return, but it was just that extra little gentleness, that kindness, that thoughtfulness. And in business, how can we extend our kindness to others? Another fruit that leaders seek. Leaders seek good fruit, right? Leaders seek these types of fruit. Goodness, faithfulness, being faithful. What is another word for faithfulness when it comes to business? It's loyalty, right? Having loyalty and longevity. I feel like people can't gain traction. You can't gain traction if you start something and then stop something, right? The only way to fail is to quit before you've had success. And so having that faithfulness, both in having faith that you're going to get there, but also having faithfulness and loyalty to what you're doing, longevity. I've always noticed that the people that have stayed at companies the longest have had the most success because they've accumulated instead of having to start from scratch all over again somewhere else. I see people jump from company to company to company, only to have to start from scratch all over again on the 5th time, when they could have been accumulating a book of business or a residual or whatever over time with the one company. Good leaders are gentle. Good leaders are gentle. When something happens, my son was really upset the other day. It was about missing playing his video game with a friend at a certain time. And he was upset and he was kind of blaming everybody else for all these other things that were happening that kind of came into his schedule. And everything in me wanted to be like, it's your fault. It's your fault because you didn't set your alarm, or you were distracted doing this, or you were taking too long to do that. Everything in me wanted me to show him and tell him why he was wrong. But I was remembered of the spirit gentleness. You can attract people with sugar. What is that saying? You get more with sugar than you do with lemons. Right? You attract people more with honey than you do with vinegar. Correct me if I'm wrong, that statement. But gentleness. So just coming alongside him and listening to him and saying, oh, I'm so sorry that you missed your game time with Logan. I would feel the same way. Having gentleness. And that made him feel better instead of, you did this wrong, and the reason why you're that is because instead of telling him all the reasons why he screwed up, right? Having that gentleness and that grace with other people. And finally, the biggest one, although all the fruits are important, but for me, self-control. Self-control. Self-control on so many things. Oh my goodness, I think that's one that I struggle with. Self-control with pizza, self-control with all these amazing cakes and pies that are coming around during the holidays, but self-control to hold my tongue. Self-control to not say, Lucas, you messed up because. Self-control to not lash out at someone when what they really need is the love and encouragement that comes by going for the fruits of the Spirit. Now, how can you give the fruits of the Spirit to others and be fruit for other people? It's by taking the fruit. It's by eating the fruit. I was listening to a great sermon the other day, I wish I wrote down the name of the pastor, and he was talking about the fruit of the Spirit. People mistaken the fruit, and pastors always talking about being these fruits, like I talked about today. But he said they miss it because the only way to be the fruit is to receive the fruit from God, to receive love, unconditional love by your Savior, to receive joy, to receive peace, patience from our Father, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. The gift that was given to us, these fruits were gifts to us to fill up with so we can overflow out to other people. I love you guys. I'm proud of you and excited for your journey.